are here changing the way you listen to this world. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. Today it's 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It is the 4th of January, 2022. We are in a new year. It is good to see everybody. It is good to see that the world is still turning as we've hit 2022. Welcome to Sounds Like Lisa. Today we will be going over the Lisa scopes to see what's coming up in the coming week and to see how this affects our sun sign. And using the tarot cards, we will be figuring out how this week is going to go for you and what to expect. And I will be opening up the line for any questions that anybody may have. Let's see, what do I want to say? Well, my family is with COVID and with strep throat is what is now doing my whole entire household. I am the healthiest one. I've finally gotten over COVID after catching it right around Christmas time. It was a nasty little thing, but it actually wasn't that bad. I hydrated really well and I took some liquids while I was off on Christmas vacation, and I'm feeling great now. So hopefully, you all are healthy and happy. Sitting around at home and doing what you need to do today whenever you see this. We had the fires here in Boulder in Louisville, Colorado. I was just 2 miles away from it. It was pretty scary. It was a little too close for comfort. And my prayers and heart goes out to my friends who did endure the fire and who did have some damage. We're a community, we stand strong, and if you guys are watching this and it feels so compelled, definitely go ahead and do something in your own right, maybe to help others around with this fire that's going on. Tomorrow, I'm going to be donating a bunch of sheets and whatnot right down in Lafayette at a church, and making sure that these go to the victims of the fire directly. There's some really good outreach posts for people. But it's been kind of a crazy week. So it's good to see everybody. I see people are starting to enter the room, which is awesome. And hopefully I can see, let's see, hopefully I can see the chat room. This is one of the things that we're doing a restream right now, and when I do the restream, it goes on a few different platforms, but I don't always get all the chats, so I'm hoping I can see all the chats today. If I miss your questions or whatever you ask me, feel free to try to keep sending it, and I will see if I can try to find them on the video that I am on the video that I am preparing right now, as well as on the audio. But we are on Facebook if you want to try to leave some messages on Facebook. I'm just looking at that right now. Well, I'm shuffling the cards. Um, I did an unofficial kind of oh an unofficial broadcast earlier this week just to see if I could use this restream thing. Hopefully it's working. Um, and it's going in conjunction with my live podcast on 12radio.com. All right. So I did one earlier this week, and I did last week's, kind of going into this week's uh, signs. I already did the scopes, but I'm going to do them again today on Tuesday, and I'll kind of compare the two of them to see how we're morphing into this week. So this should be kind of interesting. I don't normally do it this way, but I think it should be interesting to see what we come up with. But I had my daughter on when I did my little unofficial one the other day, and she was a nice welcome. She was testing out her skills, and I know that some of you were a little impatient about the fact that she was Miss Interruptus Queen, but she was just excited, and it was nice to have her. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pull now for Capricorn. We're going to start off. This is 106 now. Let's see. We're going to start off with Capricorn to see how Capricorn is going into this new year. I'm excited to see what happens. Well, you have the Devil card upside down. So earlier this week, I pulled the Death card reverse. Now I pull the Devil card reverse. So we're looking at trying to make a new start and finding that you don't have the tools that you need to, Capricorn, and you're feeling a little frustrated with that. I can see it's going to be kind of, I'm always a positive reader. So when I say things that sound very negative, I'm just giving you the warning on how things will be so that you don't get taken into an ambush situation where you feel like the world's against you. The two cards that I see showing from the two different days that I was looking at this week as we're morphing into this like first week here of uh of January. For Capricorn, I can see again there is some frustration. Now, I'm a positive reader. Now, I tell you about this frustration only to let you know that like this is something that is going to be frustrating for you, Capricorn sun signs. But when you have the two cards that I've pulled for the week, as we're going from one part of the week to the next part of the week, I can see that you're frustrating, feeling like you don't have the resources or the finances or the tools that you need to move forward. So I'm only giving this to you and not as a negative connotation, Capricorn, but as a warning to let you know that this is exactly where you need to be if you're feeling like this. This is exactly what you're supposed to be going through, and this will change. It will get better. But I'm here to like give you a pat on the back and say, okay, I understand you're feeling frustrated. I understand this is your birthday month. I understand that you really want to have a good new beginning as we go into this new year and as you have your next solar return here. But I also understand that, you're not feeling it. And I'm letting you know that you're right exactly where your fellow Capricorn suns are right now, and it's going to be okay. And I think that's the most important things. Now, I have a lot of people who are saying things. Oh boy, I guess we've got some strange things coming on here. So we will uh, figure out some way to watch the comments, I think, because we're getting uh, a lot of a lot of interesting stuffs. Okay, well, I think I finished my chat that was like I had some chat that totally distracted me for a second. So if you can't see it, that's probably um, you know, just as well. All right. So what I'm looking at right now for Capricorn is that I know you're frustrated, but it's got to get better. Just hang tight and we'll see what happens for next week. But even if you're feeling inadequate or feeling like you don't have the right tools to go forward, it's going to be okay. All right. All right. Let's go over to Aquarius. Aquarius, you have the Two of Cups. I'm going to show you this card here. The Two of Cups here. This is a beautiful card to have. It means that you're definitely going to be having a good week. You're focusing on balance in some ways and self love. And I don't mean that in a bad way, self love. I mean taking care of yourself. So, Aquarius, you have a pretty good week as you're starting out the new year. You're a little bit different than Capricorn. You're really focusing on like getting centered and feeling good about yourself and feeling balanced with both your routine that you're starting out with, trying to make everything like regimented for you so that you have a nice routine coming up, and also taking care of yourself, which is always a good thing to do when you're starting a new regimen or you're starting out a new period in life. So it's nice to see that Aquarius are starting to take care of themselves and things are going to be going pretty well. Let's see, Pisces. Um, let's see what's going on with you, Pisces, because last week I pulled the Seven of Swords reverse, which was saying that things were not turning out the way you wanted them to, and you didn't feel like you could get away. You were kind of like the Capricorn in that sense. But let's see as we pull on and we go into this new week where we're at. We're at the Prince of Swords, Pisces. The Prince of Swords is talking about. Um, the Prince of Swords is talking about cutting off things that are not good for you. Um, if things weren't working for you as we're getting into this new week, try cutting out things that don't work for you, Pisces, and you'll find that things will start going a little smoother for you. All you have to do is look at what isn't working for you and walk away from it. It's really that simple. Whether it's a person, it's a food group, it's a job, this is saying that it's okay to go away and leave your situation behind. So I want you to understand that this is something that is not a bad thing for you. This is something that is a good thing for you. All right. Let's take a look here. And we go over to Aries now. Aries had the Six of Swords this last week. So we were looking at like everything happening in divine perfection for you, Aries. Now we're seeing the Queen of Swords along with that, and we put those two cards together as we go into this week. This is a week for you to really show yourself for who you are. Okay, let yourself shine, whether it and speak up, whether this is at work or with a person that you're interested in, or just your attitude on life. This is the week for you that things will be working out for you if you just allow them to like move in the flow that they're supposed to. Now, it means that you don't control the situation. You let the situation go with the flow, and you will find that this will be working out for you in a very good way. Um, but it's really encouraging you to be yourself, be who you are. Take off those masks of your personality. If you can see this, you can see what I'm saying. This woman has all these different masks, but she's showing herself for who she is. And people really appreciate it when they can see a person and they recognize that this is uh, something that is good for all of us. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at this. Um, as we get into Aries here and we do the week ahead for you, if you are not acting fake and if you're acting yourself, people are going to be really drawn to you. So if you want people drawn to you, this is the week of showing yourself for who you are, speaking up, and you're going to see that this works out really well for you. Okay. Now going over to Taurus. Taurus had the Princess of Wands last week, and it was telling you to kind of lose your fear of whatever is going on around you and move forward. And then we have the Ten of Cups. This is also saying that you're going to find yourself very happy as we go into this week. You're going to find yourself looking at um, all the good things and the blessings around you. Okay, Taurus. Now, this is not normally like you, so this is good. You're finding yourself also, family will be around you, and family will be strong on your mind this week as you're um, getting into the things that you're scared of and pushing through those obstacles that you were leaving from this past week. As we're going into further this week, you're going to find that you have support around you, and that because you were like pushing yourself through your fears and whatnot, you're going to have some really good outcomes. So this week is actually pretty good for Taurus. I like seeing um, what happens when you actually push yourself. You find yourself with new beginnings, and you find yourself surrounded by people who you care about, and it's a happy time for you. So this week is actually a good week for you, Taurus, in general. I know that there are a few people out there right now that aren't feeling very well, and they're feeling very kind of isolated right now because they're not feeling well. But this is also a time, especially for those Taurus people who are sick, that you see that your community comes together, and the people that you care about, whether it's family or friends, they come and help you out when you need to be like helped out, and it's nice to see that you're supported. So I can see this around you, Taurus, and know that like it's in general not a bad week for you as far as like movement is concerned. It's pushing you to do things and get yourself out of your comfort zone so that you can have the rewards that you want. So definitely pay attention, Taurus, to the people who are around you this week, because those are the people who really do support you in life. Okay, and know and be gratitude, like have some gratitude towards these people, because these are the solid people in your life, and it's a good week for you to see who they are. Okay, Gemini had the Prince of Swords the last time I did a reading. Now, how this pulls in to the next card that I pull, the Chariot card. Okay, so let me take a look here. Okay, so I'm seeing the Chariot card here, and the Chariot card is a major arcana card. This major arcana card that we're looking at right now is talking about new beginnings. So when a Gemini gets a a major arcana card, we always look and say, okay, which side is this going to affect? The fact that there's a duality in nature with this chariot card lets us also know that it's going to hit both sides of the Gemini. So the chariot card means new beginnings and really taking control of your situation for those new beginnings. As I did a show earlier this week, I had said that the Prince of Swords was part of this. So we will go from the Prince of Swords to the chariot card, which is saying that there's new action being taken and that you have to direct your mind in which way you want that new action to work for you. It's like fresh starts, new beginnings. For some Gemini, this will be new classes, this will be a new job, this will be a new direction in which they're going. But you have to use your, I guess, your more practical sense of your side, Gemini, so that you know that. You're making a plan to use this wisely. This new beginning can take you to new places and good places for yourself. But if you're going to need to plan ahead, basically, and like have an idea of where you want to go. Because if you let this go out of control, you're not going to be able to control what's coming up for you, I guess. So there's an important lesson in this for the Gemini is to see those new beginnings, have a kind of a plan. If you have to write down a list of goals of what you want to achieve in this next round of how we have these new beginnings for you, Gemini, that would be great. But don't just like let it go willy nilly. Make a plan here because this is what this is calling for, and you'll find that this works out much better for you. And I really want the best for my Geminis because I know you've had a rough time of it, and this is your chance to like make these new beginnings shine. Okay. Oh, look who's here. Hi, Raina. Hello. She wants to join. Whoops. She wants to join the show, but she really can't because I can't read the cards when you sit on them. I got the babies all wanting to be in this room when I'm doing my Facebook, so it's kind of funny. All right, let's take a look over here. Okay, so I see some comments I see no comments from Facebook for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I see a lot of comments. I had to get off of Twitch because Twitch was being kind of um, mm, graphic and wrong. I guess that's a good way of putting it. And now I'm over here and I'm trying to get to my feed here. Here we go. Of all the things, I want to be cautious with the funds. Okay, so of I have lots of comments on my Facebook page. So let me take a look at this really quickly. Um, Gosh, Mary, I wish I could watch today, but I'm getting my hair done because we leave for Mexico on Sunday. We'll definitely catch the replay and Happy New Year's to you. Well, have fun in Mexico, Mary. I'm kind of jealous. You're always on the run, and I love it. Hi, Quelly. Hi, Mary. Hi, Tara Elizabeth. I can start to see people now, which is good. It's not exactly where I thought I was going to be watching you, but at least I can see you a little bit. So good. And I can see that for some reason I am having closed caption under me, which I think is hilarious. All right. All right. So let's go back to, I had just stopped with Gemini. Let's go to Cancer. Cancer. Cancer, we have the Knight of Discs from this last week, and we're going into the Two of Discs. Okay, so what we're seeing is there's lots of changes going on here. There's movement around you. It's in the disc section, okay, because we got both of these signs, both of these things were discs. And this is a good thing because it means you're manifesting, but you're manifesting changes around you. Okay. So you're going to hear news of change. So it could be change, a move, a change somehow in a direction that is actually good for you. It's not something that you dictated, it's happening to you from what I'm seeing, Cancer, but there's movement around you. So this feels like it could be concerning work. And if this is concerning work, Gemini, I mean, Cancer, if this is concerning work, it's actually a beneficial thing for you. Okay. This means that work is coming in. They may move the location. sometimes when I see this type of card together, there's a change in it could be a change in locale or a change in position sometimes with these cancers, but there are changes around you, and I'm giving you that warning that these changes are coming because cancer doesn't really like change too much. But I'm supposed to tell you, this is the divine news. I'm supposed to tell you that these two of discs here, this change that you're having is a good change and not to be afraid of it. Okay. So good changes are around you and we like this. Okay. Let's see what else. I'm trying to see all the comments. I feel like I've only seen a part of the comments. I hate when I only see part of the comments. Um, well, I guess we're just gonna have to say. People are asking me if I'm talking, but yes, I think you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can hear me. Uh, Also, let's see. Going over to Leo. Leo had the Ace of Cups last week. That was actually good. That was like new heart stuff, like your heart feeling really good. Let's see where you are now, Leo. You have the Knight of Dis. You have money coming in. We were talking about the Knight of Dis last week for Cancer, but how this hits you, Leo, is more on the money level. Cancer, I want to say that you did have the Knight of Dis last week. I want to go back before I hit Leo because I want to finish something up here. You had the Knight of Dis last week, so this could have been an opportunity came in that's causing for a change or a change with the business or whatnot. And I said it was good news. This could mean money coming in for you guys, like business coming in through changes that you're making. Oh, you'll have to make changes after money starts coming in. Um, but it's all good news for you, Cancer. So when I start talking about Leo having the same card this week that you had last week, you're going to be kind of confused a little bit because you're going to be like, well, why isn't it the same thing? Well, these cards hit in different ways, the different signs. Okay. So when I see Leo hitting it with the One of Cups, the Ace of Cups from last week, and the Knight of this is telling me there is a new job coming in for them. Okay. It's not like a move in the sense of how I was talking about Leo and how I was talking about Cancer, but it's a new money, a new job, a new avenue of income is coming in for Leo this week. And it means that money's coming in. Leo's been stressing about money for the past few months. And to see this coming in, it means that there's going to be a reprieve for you in some ways and a little influx of money that will make you breathe easier. So, for those of you Leos who have been kind of, what's the word I'm looking at? Kind of hustling to try to just make ends meet, you're going to have a break coming up here in this next week that should be, um, by the looks of this should be going on for a couple months. Like this is a good couple months for you financially, Leo. So stack away if you can, because this is good times, you know? Be like a squirrel, don't spend it all, but stack away for what you need it to be as we get into the future months here. Virgo had the Judgment card last week. Let's see where we are this week, going from the Judgment card to the Hangman card. Now, this is interesting. It was reversed, but I'm going to put it right side up for you. So, okay. So Virgo's had a rough couple weeks here. This week is pretty rough. This Judgment card and this Hangman card, you're feeling like you're making a lot of sacrifices for everybody else but you. And we were seeing that you were trying to make a decision on what to let go of earlier this week, and now you're thinking, well, I got to let go of this, and I got to do this now instead for other people. You're trying to get out of sacrificing yourself for other people in some ways and putting yourself first. Um, and I strongly suggest that you try to do that. Give yourself a bubble bath or treat yourself like to something that pampers yourself during this time because you're going to feel rather beat up, Virgo, and you're just trying to make everybody happy. This can be a level of frustration for you as we round out the week here and go into the next week. But you can find that if you take care of yourself first, it won't be so traumatic for you in the way things are coming along. You are needed by a lot of people, and I can see that, Virgo. So, sitting there and making sacrifices for people is something that you do naturally, but sometimes you have to take care of yourself. So, while you're sacrificing for other people, that's why I said, take a bubble bath, get your nails done, do something for you, get a massage. I don't know. Do something for yourself that makes you feel better because you are spreading yourself thin, is what I'm seeing. And I can see you do this because you love other people, but I don't want you to be too frustrated if nobody appreciates it right now. This is why I want you to take care of yourself so that you know that, like, this is who you are and this is what you do. But you also have to put yourself, you know, first or treat yourself sometimes. So you have my permission to do so because it's going to be one of those weeks. Okay. Libra. Libra had a good card last week, earlier this last week. Yeah, we had the six of the discs and the queen of discs. I must have pulled two for some reason, um, because I can see I pulled two, but I can see all of this is very successful. That's kind of good to hear. I need success. And then we have the Prince of Cups. Okay, so Libra, let's talk about this. From all the cards that I pulled, this is a really good week to put down your intentions on what you want to have happen this week, Libra. I'm all for journaling, but this is even one more step than like past journaling here. We're looking at like writing this down so that you can actually make these things happen, manifestation. This list of goals that I like to talk about. I'm a big lister. I have lots of lists here. I have all these like uh, uh, notepads that have all sorts of random. If somebody were to go through my desk and see all my random notes in my list, you'd see how I get things done. People don't know this about me because it doesn't seem like I do much more than doodling, but there's a lot more that has to be said about my notebooks besides my doodling. There is like intentions that I throw in here in the middle of readings or whatnot. I'll get a thought sometimes and I'll write it down because they're important to see so that you can like manifest them and throw them in the future. I'm an excellent manifester. Anybody who knows me personally knows that if I want something, whether it's a piano or a sofa or I don't know, things just pop up and it's usually because I write them down and I kind of visualize them and all of a sudden they appear. I have that luck, which makes me scrappy and hustle, and I'm very lucky. I gotta say, it's a nice trait to be able to zone in on. And for Libras this week, we have that ability to do that. But you really have to like sit down and write the things that you want written down. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now to tell you is that I want you guys to utilize your talents because we have some important things coming up this week, and this is one of these things that you want to utilize and like jump on because this is a good week for us. So that Prince of Cups is telling us to write down what we want to manifest this week. It's going to be a pretty successful week, but let's have it because this is a week for us to win. It's a winning week. And who doesn't want a winning week? I'm excited to be part of this because I've given my fair share of, you know, not so great Libra readings. This was a great one. So let's like follow this through. Scorpio, let's see where we are. Scorpio. Scorpio is the Ace of Wands. Scorpio went from the Temperance card to the Ace of Wands. This is a good thing. This means that you have to be patient, Scorpio, but there are new beginnings for you. Okay. Um, uh, and what I'm feeling is that these new beginnings are great. Uh, you just have to be patient for them. So, Scorpio, you're going to start to see some movement in where you've been stuck. And I know you were feeling very frustrated earlier in the week because of that temperance card. Now you're starting to get new ideas. Pay attention to your ideas and write them down because this is going to be something that is probably going to be following you throughout the year on what these new ideas are. And they're like concerning work or what you want to do or how you want to have change in like the beginning of this next year. I do feel that this is going to be a thread that you theme throughout this year. So let's make sure that these are good ones and that you've got intention here as well. But this Ace of Wands is always a great card. Take a look at this thing. It has a lot of energy behind it, and it means that you're starting off the new year really strong after you've gotten past the fact that you were frustrated that things weren't happening fast enough. That's good to see. I'm happy when I see this because I have a lot of Scorpio friends and they're always asking me, when are things going to change? When are things going to change? Well, they're going to be starting to change as we hit this new year. And you can see it. Sagittarius is on the horizon here and it's our last one. And we can see that the Two of Swords for Sagittarius was to tell you to be quiet for a little bit this week. Let's take a look as we go into this latter part of this week, what this means for you. Okay. The Emperor card. Okay. This is all about getting balanced. Emperor card. It's a big week for you, Sagittarius. It's about taking care of yourself. This Emperor card is really like if you're sick, Sagittarius, this is the week for you to really take care of yourself at home, and um rest. If you're on vacation, same thing. But it's really talking about taking time away and taking care of yourself and becoming balanced. And if you can do that, then you're going to find that you have a really um, important week here to get yourself centered and feeling better so that you can face the rest of the month. I don't feel this is a time for action for you, Sagittarius. If you try to act right now, you're going to find that it's going to be difficult and you're not going to feel very well. And I don't want you not feeling very well as you reach this new year for yourself. So let yourself take some time off and rejuvenate and replenish and take care of yourself and find that balance right now so that you don't get sick. This is one of these weeks that you really want to start taking care of yourself so that you keep yourself healthy. Okay? This is like very important. Let's take a look at what the cards are telling me. Um, okay. Of all the things I want to do, but being okay, wait a second. Last year, I was quite convinced I was winning a home and didn't. The same lottery this year on the same block, but a better location. Let's hope I can make it happen this year. Tickets are bought time to create it. In the meantime, I'm making my current home what I want. Okay, all of the things I want to do, but being out of the funds, but being cautious with the funds. Okay, let's take a look. Um, This is for Tara. Since you're watching Tara, I'm pulling and I was trying to so last year Tara wanted to win a house on her block. Well, you have the strife card. This is saying that you're striving for something better and feeling very stuck. I hope this is something that could help you. I do like the fact that you're being cautious with your funds. Um and I do like that you're striving to do something better. Even if this isn't your time right now, the fact that you're putting energy in it is a good thing. The lottery and lottery type like winning things is a difficult thing. Some people are just more lucky than others, but I like your intention to win something um and to go for it, Tara, because if you never try, you definitely won't win. So whether or not you win this time, I'm not too worried about it. The fact that you put yourself out there and you're learning how to channel energy to what you're doing is good practice. And if you don't win this time, just keep doing it until you feel like, you know, you're ready to win it. But I've never heard about winning a home on the block. That's kind of cool. I like this whole. I've seen the dream home stuff, but I've never seen this type of lottery before. So I wish you the best of luck. And hi, Leslie. I'm glad you can hear me this time. I didn't know when I wasn't being heard, but I'm glad you can hear me now. So, all right, I'm ready to take questions. I know we're a little early on some things. I had to end one of the streamings because I couldn't stand what I was seeing on my site and let's see, we have 14 comments. Let's see what this one says. Thank you for the message. Well, you're welcome. Do I see a win for you this year? Is what you really want to know, Tara. Um, Maybe not the house, but I see other wins. And it's okay. You have the Judgment card. It's not saying that you're necessarily going to win, but I do, like I said, I think it's good for you to try, and I don't want to deflate any sort of anything. I'll put good juju towards that. But then again, like I said, it's not always about the winning, it's about the fact that you put yourself in there to win, and then learning how to manifest from there is important. To clarify. Oh, I see. To clarify, this year's dream home is in the same neighborhood as last year's dream home. Oh, that's pretty cool. Well, I wish you the best of luck, Tara. That sounds exciting. Um, I wish I could say that you were going to win. I don't feel that strongly in that direction, but I think it's more important to learn how to channel the energy. Whether or not you win at this point doesn't mean you won't win in the future. And you have to try because if there is no trying, then there is no success ever, right? So whether it's this time or the next time or the time after it, that's what makes the lottery, I think, such appealing thing for people with different types of lotteries is because there is that chance that you could win, but you can't win unless you actually, put yourself out there. So this is good. All right. Okay, here we go. So I'm shuffling. I've got a message from Chris. Let me read this one. Can you tell me what um, prosperity brings forward in this? Chris wants to know if he's going to be prosperous this year. Okay, let me pull in Chris. Chris, here, Scorpio, Queen of Cups, Work card, and the Abundance card. So you have the Queen of Cups. So this is emotional for you, Chris. I can see that you really are trying to connect with life in a certain way. You really want good things to happen to you. Good things will happen, but it's going to happen through a lot of work. You're going to find yourself working a lot, which I think is good because the reward for this is the Three of Cups, which is the abundance card, which means that you're going to be abundant. You're going to reap from hard work this year, which will be very good for you. And I'm very excited to see you hitting this. Um, with all the goals that you've been trying to reach this year. I really think your new job, I know that you're working, I hope I can say this for Amazon, it's doing you well. And I do think you're going to have you're going to hear good news in the next week or so. I do think you're going to have a step up, a raise, or a job position shift coming up very soon for you. And I think this will be good. I'm looking forward to seeing how this affects you. And I will tell people as soon as you have the job that I predicted it, because I am predicting that within the next 2 weeks, you're going to find out that you've got a new job and you'll be starting to train for it. So that's what I'm feeling for you right now. Let's see. Patricia wants to know, do I see a move for you? Uh, I see a move for you this year. Do I see a move for you this year? Let's take a look, Patricia, since you're listening. You wanted to move before because you have the Fool card upside down. So this was something you wanted to do, but it got delayed for some reason. Then you have the Yes card. So yes, I do see a move happening for you this year, Patricia. And I'm thinking that it's probably going to be around April. So April is when you're going to be looking or moving, but this is the month that I'm pulling in for that. Very exciting news. Are you letting go of Lions? Because I know you're living in Lions. I think that's one of your houses. But are you talking about moving to a different area? I know the answer is yes. Well, I showed it. The answer is yes. The only card in the deck that means yes, 100% is the one card, that Sun card that I just pulled. Everything else has degrees of yes. So the answer is yes. Uh, have a wonderful new year, Tara. I know you had that all planned out for you last year and everybody convinced that you had it. All I can say is you just got to keep trying, you know? I mean, somebody else had stronger energy for it. And it's not about how much you want it, it's about how much you want it against how other people want it and how strong their pull is too. So that's the crazy part about being in a raffle is somebody may just have stronger energy than you. Mm. Oh, good. I'm glad you're not giving up Lions. Lions is really nice. It has such a quiet, peaceful vibe, even though it's been a crazy place, Patricia. Just ready for a new adventure, and you'll have it. Mm, what does Texas mean to you? Were you looking for a new state, Patricia? I just got this like hit that Texas meant something to you. There's Arkansas and Texas. There's the South for you. So now I'm kind of curious. I see it by a lake. I was thinking maybe Texas. So let me know if Texas means something to you, Patricia, because I don't think you're leaving Lions like you said, because that'll always be a home base of sorts or a retreat base. But there's something else, and I think it's in the South. So that'll be interesting to see. Let's see what else we're doing here. Wendy, you want to know how this week's uh s- this week's court session's going to go? Okay, I'll take a look at that. We have the 6 of discs, which is the success card, the 4 of cups, which is the luxury card, and the balance card, and the prudence card, which is having support. Okay, what this and this was reversed. So what this is meaning is that this week for you, for these temporary orders that you're going to be going into, Wendy, this is actually really good. It's going to be successful for you. It's going to be successful and much more successful than it will for your ex. Your ex doesn't have the support that he needs. This is the don't feel bad about this. I know you. This is when we go for divorces, it's a game of strategy in some ways that, impacts our lives, right? There are plenty of us who have had divorces that know all about this. And what I'm seeing is for some reason, your ex doesn't have the counsel that he needs. And I think that's what we're seeing here is that his counsel is gone and he's not supported in the way that he needs to with his own counsel. So it's going to be a win for you this week. It's not going to be as traumatic as you think it could be. It's actually beneficial for you. So, and let me just see if I need to be looking at something else here. Um, oh, Patricia already has a Texas house by a lake. It's by a lake in Texas. You would like to buy a house in Hawaii. Okay, let me get back to you as I finish up with Wendy here. Um, It's still not clear, Wendy, on whether or not these are going to be the exact orders for permanent orders because of the moon card. But I think what I'm seeing is that your tactic on how you're going to be using this temporary orders, I believe this is tomorrow on the 5th, it's going to be good for you. So this is a good thing. Okay. I'm happy to see that. And I'm happy to see that this temporary orders will go well for you. Patricia would like to buy a house in Hawaii. So you do have a Texas house and it is by a lake. Did I say lake earlier? Because that's what I was feeling. I don't know if I said it. Maybe I did. Um, Patricia, I see that you're looking. I'm curious here because it looks like you tried to get one or something didn't work out here. There was a failure card here, and it's a work card now. Uh I don't know if you're going to buy in Hawaii this year. Everything I'm pulling is like telling me that it's kind of hard to buy there. You're having disappointment and issues around it. So you may try to buy something, or you already tried to buy something, which I don't know about people. I mean, she'll have to tell us. And it didn't work out. This may not necessarily be the year to buy there, but you could vacation there certainly. Um, and I do like that. And so I did pull up there was a house in Texas by the lake. Okay. Did Arkansas mean something to you too? Why do I keep going to the southern states with you, Patricia? You've got a lot of the South in you. Um, Here's the thing, Patricia. You will go for what you love. If you want something Hawaii, I do think you'll get it. I'm just wondering why I'm not pulling that you're necessary. I pulled that you would buy. We got the yes, but I'm not necessarily pulling that you'll buy in Hawaii. I can see you vacationing. I'm actually wondering if you're going to buy another house maybe for passive income or something like that. Something that works for you as opposed to it being your dream house. So that's a different thing that I'm pulling up now. Oh, had my honeymoon in Arkansas is what she said. Right? I was pulling up Arkansas. You guys, I don't know why Arkansas. I mean, but that's what pulled up. She has some connection to Arkansas, and now we can see why. Back again, hoping this year brings good luck for me and my sister. Any thoughts on this? I'm feeling lucky. Mary wants to know. Mary, you're always lucky. If you're feeling lucky, then do something about it. This woman has some interesting luck, and she does have good luck. I do find that. Let's see. Mary. Um, oh, I did buy a rental house also in Texas from Patricia. Patricia, you have me. Now I see why you're so like you've got so much going on here around the South. You've got Arkansas and Texas, and that's what I was feeling. So you just bought one. I'm behind on all of this. Okay. So Mary, let me go back to you. I don't know if you all can see what I see with what gets put on the chats, because honestly, the chats are something um that are on a few different pages. From Okay, sorry about that. I just needed to refresh here. So let's see for you. Um and I'm doing this for Mary first. Mary, you are lucky you have the Ace of Cups. So whatever you feel lucky in, go ahead and like put your mind to. I'd like to see you do your retreat that you were talking about. This could be a really good year for that. So I look forward to seeing how that works out for you. This year feels like a really good beginning for you. And you did buy a rental house also in Texas. Well, that was good for you. That rental house was good in Texas. Um, and then, like I said, later on for Hawaii for you, I think. I do think you'll be vacationing a few times this year to Hawaii. There's twice that you go and once that you don't from what I'm seeing, and once you wanna go. The one time that you don't go, you wish you did go, but you couldn't, like, last minute you realized you couldn't go. So but I do see you there twice this year, Patricia. Going you probably already have, something booked from what it looks like here. Um but there are 2 different times that you spend this year, a significant amount of time in Hawaii, so that's a good thing. Alright, it's not up to you, though. It's like as if you try to buy things and it's not up to you, you get outbid. It's not your fault, it's just not your time. Okay, sounds good is what she said. Do you have your tickets yet to Hawaii? I'm curious because that's what it's saying. It's like there's already one time planned, and it looked like there was supposed to be 3 this year, but only 2 get executed. So I hope that makes sense to you. I hope that does. All right, let's take a look here. Um, Anybody else need anything before I about to sign off? Let's see. Leslie, let's take a look at you really quickly. Leslie has the disappointment card here, feeling blocked. All right, Leslie, there will be new beginnings for you because you have a death card here, but I can see that you've wanted to move forward, but you haven't been able to yet. This, I have a feeling, is concerning work, but there's going to be a change this month that you're probably going to have to jump on pretty quickly from what I'm seeing. And you want to do it because you don't want to get involved with whatever is going on. There's some sort of scandal or something not good. You're jumping off the boat and onto another boat. So this saves you in your career, I feel. The team that you're working on, not so great, is what I'm feeling. And you'll be changing, and that will give you an elongated career with the company that you're with. I have a feeling that whatever's going on with your team that you're on now, you don't want to be there when the proverbial shit hits the fan, excuse my language, but that's what it's looking like. And that's all right. That's going to be okay for you. Well, Patricia, um let's see. Mary says, "Thanks for the message. I'm ready to receive lessons to open a healing center. I think it's about time. I'd like to see where you are in about August, where you're going to be in August. Something about August for you, Mary, that I'm very excited about." And Patricia, you're not yet. You're trying to figure it out. Well, you will because it looks like that's predestined. I actually feel you'll probably be going sometime in March. So yeah, and that rental house in Texas was a good idea. You may end up having more than one. I can see you living off of passive income like that. You're very lucky with housing, even if it's not in Hawaii just yet. You're good in general in housing, and you've had some interesting. Which is, I know some of your history. I know you've had some interesting like stuff with the flood and lines and whatnot. But in general, housing is good for you, and you are lucky that way. Let's take a look. Anybody else need anything? I'm going to go over to this one other tab here because we're doing a new platform this week and I can't see everybody. This was my problem with this platform before. I can't see everybody the way I'd like to see them. Let's see Marine's on this one. Okay, hold on. Blessings, Lisa. Happy New Year. Headed into PT, will listen to replay. Family energy has been pukey. Kids driving me, all three of them, crazy. Oh no, that's not good. Um, let's see. Love card, the abundance card, and the interference card. Maureen, just so you know this when you hear this later, I'm hoping you'll hear this later or see this later. You'll see it's time for you to do the self love. I'm glad you're going into a hair appointment or PT, or it was a PT appointment, I guess. That Mary was the hair appointment. But I'm hoping for you guys that things will get better, most definitely, because I can see this is happening for you. Uh, and I'm looking at this Maureen, hang tight. You're going to hear some good news. The kids are driving you nutty, and there's a triangulation happening between. You're getting yourself in the middle of something here. Definitely walk away, take care of yourself, and know that there's some good news coming up in this week. Even though this has been cruddy so far, I can see why. I can see the fighting between you guys and the kids. I mean, there's just too many people, I guess, like with opinions is what I keep feeling, but it'll get better. Just breathe through this one, okay? Let's see. Hi, Lori. It's good to see you. Thank you for sending the loving energy and healing energy to my family. We need it. Um, and Denise says this Capricorn is definitely feeling what your scope mentions. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. Hang tight. Amber says, Happy New Year, Lisa. We would love a New Year message about my real estate business and balancing being a present mommy, please. Thank you. I can do that. Amy, it's good to see you. Amy, you have the Tower card. I'm wondering if you're restructuring your business. I actually think this is good because with the Tower card, it means things that don't work for you crumble apart, but then you rebuild and you rebuild stronger than ever. So it's showing me that you're actually in a rebuilding phase. And I think this is a good thing. Okay. And your real estate business has some positive energy coming. It has the Lover's card. So you're going back to doing something that you used to do with this real estate business. Um, and it's going to work for you. You may be reevaluating some things that don't work for you. Um, and I actually feel maybe this is areas of advertising or something on how you spent your money last year or before, and now you're going to be starting a fresh start. So this is lovely. I love seeing that. Let me also see this. The Justice card is there for you too, Amy. So all of this is like perfect, okay? I'm looking at how this works for you, and I'm definitely excited to see that this will work well for you, okay? Um, you had a hard time before, but now you don't, which is nice. I mean, this year for you with your real estate business is probably going to be one of your better years of all time. Just be patient because it's going to come in and it's going to come in fast and furious. But I could see it was kind of harder last year, but better this year. So this is good. Let's see. Da, 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 da. There was one more person that I was going to be able to get a comment on. Happy New Year, Pamela. It's very good to see you too. It looks like things are going well for you. You have the science card, so I'm happy to hear that you're doing so well. I'm supposed to tell you everything happens in divine perfection, Pamela, and that this is going to be good for you this new year, but just let things work out the way that they should fall, and not to try to control them is what the message my guides just told me to tell you. So there's your message. That was very clear. And you didn't even ask for anything, but they came through. Let's see. And anybody else? Oh, I got another comment being written here. So I'll take a look at that in a second. Uh, can you see me or did I miss you? Sheila, I can see you. Don't worry. Go ahead and ask me a question if you want. I'll be able to do it. Probably one of my last questions of the day. My kitties are running around going crazy. So if you see them in the background, just know that, like, at least they're not on the, at least they're not um, on the screen because they could be jumping up at the screen. Let's take a look. Okay, somebody's writing. I'm trying to see who's writing and then I'll answer it. Okay. Okay. What do you see for you this year? Okay, Sheila, let me take a look. I've got 1 minute left, so I got to quickly do this. You're supposed to be taking a little time of rest right now before you do anything. I don't know what is telling me to tell you this, but there's a little time of rest for you here, at least this month, okay? Before you start some new endeavors. Your son, JP, is awesome. He's actually the Prince of Wands that's showing up here. A lot of love going out to him. Um, and I do see new beginnings for you, Sheila, but it's important that you're resting. I'm actually thinking that you're resting for your health and that you're like gaining up strength so you can deal with some of the bigger things that are happening this year. I am curious really quickly to see before I get off how the new okay, the world card. I was wondering how the new land was the world card. So you're going to be making a decision if you want to make that change, that house down in the south that we were talking about. You're not sure yet. You're deciding this, and it could be yes, it could be no. But you have some big decisions that I can see to make. Like I have both the babies here. Okay, guys. I'll have to look more into that with you, Sheila, as the weeks go by. But what I'm definitely seeing for you, Sheila, is like rest this month, okay? Focus on your health because you're going to have this kind of dictates how your year is going to go. So I want to make sure that you're healthy. Okay. All right. Well, guess what, guys? I was told by Scott that I only have a minute left, which is now that minute is up. It's good to see everybody. Thank you for being with me this week. I will be back this time at 12 o'clock Pacific Standard Time every Tuesday. If you need to find out what your lease eclipse are for this year, for each week that's coming up, you can find me every Tuesday here on 12radio.com, where we are changing the way you listen to the world. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you, and have a good day.